Hello, friends, and welcome back to Stories About Entitled People. Let's kick off with a fascinating story about determination, creativity, and a little bit of rule-bending genius. But before we begin, best way to support our channel is to leave comments, like, and subscribe with the turned-on bell so you don't miss the new video every single day. Here we go. The Tale of Two Basements. This is not my story, but one from another family member, Steve. I live in the UK and he lives in Canada. Around 10 years ago, I flew over to see my Canadian family, and whilst I was there, I was surprised to see that Steve was living in an RV with his wife. When I'd previously visited, he'd been living in a 3-story house, basement, ground, and first floor. On this occasion, his house appeared to be on stilts. The entire thing had been raised up by about 2.5 meters, whilst the ground underneath had been excavated, leaving nothing more than a big hole in the ground. I couldn't not ask why his house was hovering precariously above ground on nothing more than a dozen metal supports. It emerges that he had sought for planning permission to add an extra floor to his house. Despite literally living miles away from the nearest neighbor, this permission was rejected. He was, however, informed that should he wish to expand his house, he could install a basement and didn't require planning permission. Being the extremely handy and resourceful fellow that he is, he had the bright idea to jack the property up and install a new basement below the existing basement. In essence, the old basement now became the ground floor. I visited 5 years later and the work was completed. I asked him if he'd ever had any issues from the planning department. He told me that they sent someone out, but given that there was nothing in the rules preventing a house being raised by a floor through being jacked up and built under, no action was taken. Wait, hold up. Steve jacked up his entire house and built a basement under the basement because the planning department said no to adding a floor? That's next level ingenuity. Like, who even thinks, you won't let me go up? Cool, I'll just dig down and build under my house while it's literally floating in the air. And our second story. Saturday Scorcher, how a contractor got schooled on his own schedule. Backstory. So I've recently started a new job with a construction company. It's my job to log any issues our clients have, assign subcontractors, update the system on estimated completion dates, etc. But the contractor arranges access with the client. If they don't do the work, or at least don't give a good reason for the delay, in a month, it's my job to bother them to find out why and poke them with a stick to get it done. Anyone who's had the particular torture of dealing with contractors will know that 1, they don't like dealing with clients, 2, they do not like paperwork unless it's sending extortionate invoices, 3, they do not work past 5 p.m. on weekends. Flash forward to today. Manager asked me to chase a contractor over a job outstanding almost 100 days. Last update was work to be completed first week in December, having been pushed back twice in November. Client confirms that the contractor hasn't ever tried to contact her to arrange a date for this work. She's justifiably pissed. From here on, I'll be me, contractor will be DB, D-bag, and client will be C, me. Hi, DB. Just after an update on C's address. Was she not in when you went round last week? DB. Well, I only live around the block, so I drove round, but the lights were off, so she wasn't in for me to do the work. Me. Right, so you called ahead? DB. She wasn't in. Me. But you knocked? DB. There was no car in the driveway, so she wasn't in. Me. But you contacted her? DB. She's impossible to get a hold of, sweetheart. Nothing I can do about it. So at this point, I'm a little pissed on the client's behalf. This jerk is telling us one thing so he can bill us his hours, and the client's suffering. The client's been an absolute peach up till now, but is seriously losing patience with us, and this guy's trying to fob off the noob. Me. Me. Right. You tell me when you want to go around to complete the work, and I'll contact the client to make sure you have access. DB. Instantly. New Year. Me. Fine. What date in the first week? DB, sighing, well, sweetheart, I don't know if you know how this works, but it's my busiest time of year. It's literally everyone's busiest time of the year? You'll get there, but there's not a chance it's going to be first week. Me. It wasn't your busiest time in September when you accepted the work. DB. Well, I don't know what to say, sweetheart. I'm just so busy. Me, bashing my head on the desk. So exactly what date in January would you like? DB, let's call it the 11th. Me, fine, AM or PM? DB, well, actually, let's do the 12th. I need to get caught up on other work first. And you're going to have to contact the client to confirm the booking today. I can't hold it on my books. I'm busy. So at this point, he thinks he's got me. If I can't confirm this appointment today, he's going to book in something else, a colonic, a lobotomy, literally anything else, so that when the client calls back and that appointment's gone, I'm the bad guy. I glance at the clock, game effing on. Me, AM or PM? DB, morning. It's a full day thing, so C will have to take the full day off work if she wants the work done. Are you sure she still wants it done? Me, she has a hole in her roof. Yeah, she wants this fixed. DB, oh, and if she's not there, I'll be billing my time for attending. Me, fine. DB, and I won't be trying to contact her again. I've wasted far too much time on this already, and I've done the contracted 3 attempts. If she can't do the 12th, I can't do the job. Me, so just to confirm, you want me to book the client in for January the 12th, AM. DB, yes, sweetheart, you do that. Me, not a problem. I'll confirm with the client and call you straight back. DB, laughing, sure, sweetheart, of course you will. Dials, C, I'm in luck. She's still on her lunch break. Me, hey, C, it's me from company. Just to confirm, you don't work weekends, do you? C, hiya, Midnight Magpie. Nope, I don't. Me, awesome. DB will be there at 8 a.m. on Saturday the 12th. That work for you? C, genuinely stunned. How'd you manage that? Me, smirking. Well, DB isn't a bad guy. He's just so busy. He's really very sorry about this and asked me to offer you the date personally. C, well, bless you both. I'm sorry I got so upset. I know you're all doing your best, but I've got to live here and it's getting cold now. After a few more minutes of calming C and her actually apologizing to us over going to management, I dial DB. Me, hi DB, client's confirmed for the date appointment you gave me. DB, oh really? She could book the time off work in 5 minutes? Me, oh no, C doesn't work weekends. DB, what? Me, the client confirmed the date you gave me, Saturday the 12th, AM start. DB, the hell you on about? The 12th is a Friday. Me, nope, it's not. DB, well, call her back and cancel. Me, for a date you gave me? DB, yes. Me, for a date you confirmed. DB, yes. Me, you said that if it's not the 12th, you can't do the job. All our calls are recorded. You do the 12th or I'm contracted to cancel the job, hire someone else, and bill you for the work. Also, as it's been open over 3 months, you're contracted to pay compensation to the client for canceling an appointment for a date you've offered her. Silence. DB, send her the effing appointment confirmation. Hangs up. I hang up just as my workmates erupt into laughter. In 15 years, they haven't seen a contractor stitch themselves so well, so fast. Enjoy your weekend, DB. I'll be thinking of you on Saturday the 12th. Holy crap. He was 100 days late to fix a hole in her roof? And he had the audacity to even ask if she still wanted it done? Good for you for sticking it to him, but still coming off as totally professional. Seriously, if he complains and anyone reviews the call, they'll hear you covering for him to the client and making his mistake appear like he's being a stand-up guy. And our last story. The fence feud. I've lived in my house for 5 peaceful years. My next-door neighbor and I had no issues. Until now. It started this winter. My neighbor decided to put up a fence along our shared side yard. I noticed he didn't get a survey done, but I figured it wasn't my business. However, with snow covering the ground, there was no way to see the sprinkler heads lining my property. I didn't think much of it until spring came. When I turned on my sprinkler system for the first time this season, I realized the unthinkable. The fence wasn't on the property line, it was on my property. My sprinkler heads were now on the other side of the fence. I walked over to him. Me, hey, I noticed your fence is on my property. The sprinkler heads are actually on the wrong side now. I need you to move the fence. Neighbor, oh, don't worry about it. I've already hired someone to relocate your sprinkler heads to my side. Problem solved. Me, what? No, that's not the solution. When I sell my house, a survey will reveal the fence is on my property. It'll have to be moved anyway. Neighbor, relax. It's just a little fence. You're being unreasonable. When he refused to cancel the contractor, I tracked the guy down myself and stopped him from touching my sprinklers twice. Each time I made it clear the fence had to be moved. He tried a different tactic next. Neighbor, all right, how about this? I'll buy your house for what you owe on the mortgage. Cash deal. Me, absolutely not. The house is worth much more than that, and the fence still needs to move no matter who owns it. Next, he offered to buy the strip of land the fence was on. Neighbor, I'll pay for another survey and buy the section of your property my fence is on. Me, that won't work either. My shed is right there, and zoning laws require it to be 36 inches from the property line. Moving the property line would mean my shed is out of compliance. Neighbor, then I'll pay to tear down your shed and build you a smaller one. Yours is too big anyway. Me, are you serious? My shed isn't just a storage space. It houses my tractor, pool pump, and filter. Moving or downsizing it would cost thousands in plumbing and electrical work. At this point, I was beyond frustrated. I told him again, moving the fence was the simplest and cheapest solution. But his response? Neighbor, fine, consider the fence my gift to you. If you want it moved, do it yourself. That was the last straw. I tore the fence down myself over the weekend. It was satisfying until he showed up fuming. Neighbor, you destroyed my property. I'll sue you for damages. Me, it was on my property, so it wasn't your fence to begin with. True to his word, he sued me. But I came prepared, armed with the survey results, city zoning regulations, and even photos of the original placement of the sprinkler heads. In court, his argument was laughable. The judge didn't buy his excuses. After reviewing the evidence, the ruling was clear. Judge, the defendant had every right to remove the fence from his own property. Furthermore, the plaintiff's shed is in violation of zoning laws and must be relocated within 30 days. We won. Neighbor was ordered to cover the court costs and pay me damages for the hassle. It was a pleasure to watch him spending thousands to move his shed when all of this could have been avoided with a simple fence adjustment. Wow, talk about a master class in stubborn entitlement. This neighbor really thought he could bulldoze his way, literally and figuratively, onto your property and get away with it. First ignoring the need for a survey, then offering you insultingly lowball deals like buying your house for just the mortgage value? The audacity is unmatched. The best part has to be his gift the fence to you move, as if that somehow makes you the bad guy for wanting your property back. And then he sues you, only to get absolutely roasted in court. Crazy. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.